Welcome to Spoofers, the podcast where we talk about random things.
All right, welcome to the first episode of Spoofers Lounge. I will be your host, Michael Colaluca, and I just want to say thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out to this adventure. It's going to be a fun ride, and I'm very ecstatic to have you guys be a part of this. The podcast is going to be pretty much about anything and everything goes. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this adventure. Right. Introducing my first guest, the proud owner. Him and his wife owned a Boxcar. Going to introduce the man, Chris Conte. Chris, glad to have you on, man.
Michael, welcome.
Yeah, man. Fun time, man. First time for everything, But yeah, so doing all right?
I'm doing great.
Right on, man. Having a beer, hard to beat. Well, man, like I said, you and your wife own the Boxcar.
Family-owned business, but yes, on the box. Well, yes, we own the Boxcar, family-owned business. Everybody pitches in. But it's been a wild ride since 2004, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yes, not a lot of people could say they've held on to a bar for over 20 years. But like I said, it's a family deal. Stacy and I pitch in, everybody pitches in, and we try to make it work. We're very fortunate. It runs well. We got a good daytime crowd. We're open all the time. Food trucks, the whole thing. It's evolved quite a bit over the years. But hey, what's funny, I guess, I don't know. We had a call. There's a new bar up in Dallas called the Boxcar, DTX or whatever it is, I guess. And so it's more like a train car experience. We got a phone call this week mistaking us for their place. And I guess they didn't think we were as fancy as they were. So it was pretty funny just the kind of way the bartender relayed that back to me that, y'all aren't the place in Dallas. And I was trying to explain, just tell her, look, we're the place in Cedar Hill, right? So, but we've been there forever. It's a great place. I think you've been there a time or two.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely the family has been there more than enough times. Definitely almost turns into like a Thanksgiving and Christmas tradition almost.
We are open on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah. And that's heck. I mean, every time we go, it's always a fun place. I can't say we've ever been there and had a bad time. It's always an adventure.
Try to be fun.
Yes. Yeah.
Gotta be fun.
Yes. I mean, it's always an adventure. Always, it's such a wide range of characters that go in there. Like it isn't just, one type of clientele. It has every single thing you ever imagined.
No, I guess you could say it's evolved in certain aspects, but I mean, that's the whole deal is you want to have a place where everybody, that sounds like Cheers, but everybody feels comfortable. We do have a lot of walks of life that come through the bar, but everybody gets along. We have a good time, and then maybe we just present a product that most folks can relate to. And it doesn't hurt to have a dive bar in the middle of an area where there's nothing else like it, standalone place.
Right.
Right. And, just a reputation to have a good time. It's a decent facility. We keep it nice and clean. We update as much stuff as we can. So we always try to stay relative. It's just kind of where we're at,
Yeah. I mean, everybody wants a place that you can go to and be, hey, this is like my place. Like here we are, we're at Railport, and you walk in and you can relate to the place that you go into. It isn't just like, oh my gosh, I'm going to walk into this. Like you go to like a really fancy place and you go in there and you're just like, wow, I bet you this owner is just some kind of multi-millionaire snob and he doesn't even.
Well, you probably don't see the owner in a place like.
Well, you're right. But you get it. You're just like, okay, I feel like this guy is just, he doesn't care if me or 100 people don't show up today. He almost feels like you're you're wanted, or like, hey, like you're appreciated when you walk into the
You
store.
got to have that familiarity with your customers, man, especially during the daytime, right? And you see a lot of the same faces, and that's great. You want repeat customers, you want daytime crew. Daytime customers really help bolster kind of everything that goes on in that place. It's great to have great weekends, but daytime is more of a consistency thing. And then I don't know, dude, we're just really lucky. I mean, it's got its ups and downs. It's an old building and needs a lot of maintenance, but because we do what we do, we're able to kind of pump a lot of that dough back into the place to make it more enjoyable for everybody that comes out there. And so I would expect anybody in this industry to try to think about doing the same thing, whether that's up to them, it's up to them or not. I mean, you go in some places that get ranked as far as like worst bathrooms in Dallas, and then they're probably really popular just because of that. But we're divey, but at the same time, we want to make it comfortable for everybody too. You know what I'm saying?
Right, for sure. For sure. You want to, yeah, it's a dive bar. You want to go in, have a couple of drinks, get out, whatever. But at the same time, you want to be like, yeah, how you said, like, cheers. Not everybody knows your name, but you can go there and you can have a good time. You can pick up a game of pool. You can go have a ball, go to the bar, have anything you really want to drink, sit down at a table and relax a little bit, if you want to.
That's the atmosphere we try to get away with, right?
Right. And, or you got live music or karaoke, karaoke.
Right, live music and karaoke, and a great, DJ. Danny does great. He's been with us for a long time. We got a great core staff that's been with us for a long time. So, that's really important too. You get people that you can depend on that, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but they're honest, right?
For sure.
Because sometimes you get into this industry and shit tends to walk or whatever. So
Yeah.
we got a good crew. We got folks that, I think they like working there. I don't know, man. It's just kind of a cool, quirky spot, and it's worked out for a long time. We're just really lucky that it continues to roll.
Yeah. And then like having people like that will show up for work, and you don't have to be like, oh my God, is this person going to show up? Are they, going to work their entire shift or whatnot? It's real hard to find in any industry that it seems like finding someone that you can be like, hey, I can rely on this person to come to work. They treat customers great, or they treat, everyone equally or whatnot,
I think that 9 to 5s really have to deal with that a lot, right? Like just I don't know, the work pool in general is evolving. It's a lot younger. They kind of just have their own ideas on what a full day is. But
Right.
the folks that we have right now, they, I mean, we do okay. So I think that helps. They want to come to work. We treat them good. We always have an annual, employee party, that kind of deal, and just always try to come up with ways, perks, and we can make them feel better, part of the team. It is a family-owned place. Kind of fold them into that a little bit, but it is, and then here we had to talk about it like this, but then for somebody that has another place, it is kind of divey and but you just try to present a good product. I mean, because at the end of the day, that's kind of what it is. It is a product, right?
Right.
So,
You're trying to sell something for somebody to have a good time. You're like, hey,
100%.
we
Want comfortable, even if just a drink or a conversation or, dude, it's just, I don't know. It's hard to explain, especially when you've been in it for over 20 years, it's been a wild ride, and I don't know why it can't keep going. I would love, yeah, whatever. It's the old boxcar, man. Yeah. I talk shit about it all the time. Right. You got to experience it for yourself. A lot of people think it blows. It's hard to get a drink when it's busy, blah, blah, blah. But it's not a big place, so we're kind of limited by whatever you can, however everybody fits in there is kind of equal to the amount of drinks that you can push out.
Well, I mean, even on that, like, I have been there, and I have been at the back of the line on a Saturday afternoon when there's been karaoke's in full swing and places just slammed, and I literally timed it one time, and it took me only 5 minutes to go from the back to the front because they were just, they were on clock, they were getting it. Now, you go to, like, some of these places in downtown Dallas or wherever you wanna go to, I've waited in line for 20, 25 minutes, and it's 5 minutes is absolutely nothing. Now, but, like, I've been there, like, on nights where it has been slower, and shoot, it's,
They've always thought,
and
dude,
drink.
you gotta, they have some value too, because then, you kind of get an idea of, do you relate to the bartender? Is it, a cool place to chill? Like, I like going in a place that's kind of dead, honestly, right?
Oh, yeah.
Then you kind of vibe a little bit with whoever else is working there. I mean, I feel bad for the bottom line, but then again, it happens. It's not, you're going to have, killer night every night of the week. So those nights will have value too, because you kind of assess, people come in, they vibe with your bartender. I kind of like slow nights going into bars as well. So feel bad for the guests that are working, but I kind of dig that ability to just to sit there, and if you can belly up and talk to the bartender a little bit and see what's going on, even if it's a little slow, that's, it's a good way to find out if that's the place you want to hang out at on a regular basis.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you're into.
Yeah, no, like, you're gonna learn, "Hey, this," "I'm going to meet person X that's working at the bar," and just like, "Hey, okay," like, say my wife and I, we go to this bar, it's dead, we go talk to okay, we're sitting at the bar, we're having a couple of drinks, and then this guy or girl, "Hey, I can relate to this person," okay, we're talking to them, whatever, "Hey, we're gonna go back and see this." They can make, not only are they fun to talk to, but they make a good drink, or they can, they made sure that we weren't ever dry or whatnot, and that's I think you'd learn a lot more about going on a dead night compared to busy, because when you're busy, you're just like, my God, let me shovel through all these people and let's get a drink.
Yeah, pretty much on a busy night, it's like you and your date or your wife or whoever, and you're kind of just like they're together on a slower day. You can even vibe with other people sitting around the bar, right? There's conversations that come up. There's not music in the background. I mean, maybe that equates more to a little day drinking or whatever, but
Right, right,
or early evening drinking. But yeah, so it's a place you just kind of vibe at.
right, right,
It's hard to explain, man. Like, I don't even know why I mean, we just been there for a long time. It's had a reputation for this, reputation for that. And now it's just kind of molded into a place where we have a lot of people from different walks of life that are able to get in there and chill. And, we haven't like really modified our format or anything. Most of the bands that come in are either Texas country and classic rock, and then we have karaoke a couple nights a week, right?
right.
So it's not like we're, I don't know. It's just, things change around us. We stay the same, and, hopefully it keeps on rocking and rolling. Dude.
Heck
I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, like, just kind of piggybacking off of that, like, so like, whenever I think of, like, someone who owns a bar, or it could even be like, or owning like a restaurant in general or whatnot, like, you always think of like this guy, like, sitting at the end of the bar, like, literally watching everything. So, like, I almost gonna say, like, what is it like really owning a bar? I guess you could say, like, what, like, is it just like, do you show up and you're just like, hey, this is like, I show up with my Excel spreadsheet and I'm gonna make sure that this is my bottom line. This is what we're going off of. I do this like,
I think for us, it's different because it's a family owned deal and it's kind of spread out,
okay,
between our partners.
sure,
So, the parents pitch in, the brother-in-laws pitch in, and, so we have an accountant that deals with some of the stuff, and like I go back to the whole idea that we have, we finally found a sweet spot for the staff too, right? So it's like we just, you know, everybody, you just communicate, you understand what you did that day. We see what they ran on a regular basis. I mean, it's I don't know, dude. We're at kind of a sweet spot where I don't have to go up there and kind of lord over everybody and stress over is every drink accounted for, because I feel like what we have cooking right now is doing a pretty good job, you know?
Right.
And, you know, I've been in places where I've seen the owners sit at the bar and probably just have cocktails, and I'm 100% guilty of that,
Uh-huh.
you know? And probably, spent way too much time having cocktails in there. But at the same time, we finally got to the point where we figured out things are rolling. And, but at the same time, if it's like somebody calls and say, hey, we're short on this, or we missed this, whatever, we can pick up stuff and get it up there on the fly, support the staff. We're in constant communication with, our manager. Um, And again, it's a family deal, so it we've got just this core, right?
Yeah.
Family core, I
Right.
guess,
Yeah.
which consists of, mother and father-in-law and, Stacy's parents, and her brother Mark and, Janine and Trenton. So the whole deal is, I don't know, we're just able to support it. We all have day gigs at the same time, I mean, that was, part of the deal is that we get into this, but we hire staff that is capable of running it and it stays successful. So, through many iterations and many turnovers, whatever, we've gotten to that point. So I don't feel like I got to be the guy that just sits up there, but I do. I mean, we still pitch in. I book bands. We work on the maintenance,
Sure.
the operations, all that. Um, but I don't feel like I got to go up there with like, one of the guys from the music industry companies that want your taxes and sit up there with a, laptop and monitor everything that's going on.
Right. Literally go monitoring every single person, what's going on at the bar and how much money you're supposed to be taking it. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
We're past that point.
Okay. Okay. Because I know that, I mean, I guess you can say like, hey, I want to make,
Way past that point. I don't know if you're ever past that point, and you always want to monitor your dough and your whatever. But again, we're in a fortunate spot. We're in a good place. It's kind of a unique location. There's no other really roadhouse or dive bar like that anywhere around town.
right.
Standalone place, right?
Yeah, it is pretty, it's by itself, but about some housing. But yeah, for the most part, it's by itself. Like I don't see nothing around at all. There's a gas station.
That's it. There's a gas station.
Right. Yeah, that's it. Uh, so yeah, but I can see like I mean, you're obviously gonna, like any business, you're gonna want to expand. I'm not gonna say so much expand, but you want to get as much money out of it that you can. Like you want to be like, okay, like I want to make sure I get every single penny out of, because it's in the way. You're investing your time, you're investing your money, and you want to get as much money as you can. But at the same time, like, are you really going to sit up there and just penny pinch everything in micro?
You're not going to sit up there and bartend yourself and like close out every shift, whatever. You got to find people that can do it right.
Right, that you can trust.
100%.
Yeah.
And nobody wants, the daytimers, they want to see somebody other than me.
Right. They like somebody prettier on the eyes. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, there you go on that on wheels.
Into your microphone.
No, you're good. Yeah, but they want to see somebody a little prettier on the eyes.
Most like, yeah.
The retirement day.
I ain't mad, but it's something a little bit.
Oh, you're adorable, but still, yeah, you definitely don't want to. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
You get a couple of your locals that are there at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You're like, oh wow,
Like, what the fuck are you doing here again today?
yeah, exactly. Like, man, why can't we have some cute girls show up? Yeah, I definitely get it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Brad. Yeah.
I definitely get it, man, for sure. So, I understand. Okay, so you bought the Boxcar 2004.
Yeah.
Obviously we're 2025 now. So 21 years you've owned this Boxcar. And it has taken a drastic change from since the beginning. And I remember being in high school Oh gosh, so it feels 2004 before you guys owned it. I remember going there and getting a few beverages there.
Aaron, Becky. Oh, I don't want to implicate them in anything. But
Okay, no last name needed. But I remember going up there a few times. I remember it was like a members club type thing.
still is.
Oh, it's still okay.
So you got to be a member.
Okay, and I
But
remember,
probably, like Unicard.
yeah, I remember you had to show with a card.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's like $5 for a Unicard.
yes. I don't know. I remember I went in there. I didn't get carded. They asked me for my membership card. I didn't have nothing. They didn't ask me for my ID or nothing. I had to fill out this like piece of paper that's on a card, and
That was a deal because it was a dry
it was a dry county.
county.
Yes, yeah, and I was like, okay. So I filled it out, and
I remember we go to Cheddar's and you had to fill out a Unicard to get a beer at Chet.
that's right. So that is right. And I remember doing that, and I remember it was at the bar, and I was so scared to order a drink because obviously I'm not 21, and yeah, I ordered it and didn't get carded. I was like, oh my God.
Pretty sure nobody was carding anybody.
No, but not back then. I mean, that's, 25 years ago.
Well, hopefully it was prior to 2004.
Yes, it was before that, it was definitely during my high school. Yes, it was definitely before that. Yes. Yes.
We had a bunch of Lancaster dudes that would come up there, and they just say they on dive bar tours. And so I met a handful of guys from Lancaster
Okay.
that they just like rolling up to the bar. Boxcar. And I mean, it's close enough, right? Just straight up Bear Creek or whatever.
Right.
Easy peasy.
Because, well, heck, even, I want to say even now, there's no bars in Lancaster. I mean, maybe you go to a Chili's if you want to go get turned up on a Tuesday.
Man, there's nothing. Caladose opened a restaurant down there in the square in Lancaster.
Right.
Man, there's really, there ain't a whole lot to do.
No,
There you go get a drink at Country View.
right. And then I want to say, well, I know Red Oak has changed tremendously, but back in the day, Red Oak didn't have.
I know Red Oak has a whole lot going on either. I mean, like, they were just, lucky, maybe it's kind of odd that we are in Dallas County and Cedar Hill and everything, but we're kind of related to as a Ellis County bar, I think, more than anything.
I would say that.
Right?
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely say because it's so far south in Dallas County.
You can throw a rock and it'll fall in Ellis County. Yeah, pretty much from the parking lot.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. But but talk about how you guys have changed. Like, you guys, it wasn't Bar Rescue, but it was a different TV show that you guys were on, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So it was, oh shit. It's called On the Rocks. And that was, 2013, 10, 11 years ago. I don't know. It's probably more my idea than anybody else's, but the whole, like bar rescue thing was in Fuego, and I thought this would really help. And, I think we did okay. We kind of turned the corner. It was tough after that, but maybe it set us up for where we are today.
I would say that. I mean, I would say that 'cause I remember when back in the day we would go, it would be. I mean, it was a grungy bar,
The only thing we really did was we went non smoking.
right?
And we went non smoking before anybody else did. So there was a bit of a pickle as far as trying to work that out. And man, it took a couple of years really to get back on our feet after that whole deal. It wasn't like instant.
It's a glitz and glamour. It wasn't just, hey,
No, it was not.
okay.
It was not. It took a lot of work to get back on our feet, and we're still working to, make it a good place. But it was, it took a lot of time for us to get back up and rocking and rolling, and it took a toll on some folks. But at the same time, here we are, bar still rocking and rolling, and yeah, I don't. I don't regret doing it. I think we could have done it in a different way, maybe, but it's all good, and I think you can still go see the show on, I don't even know what channel it is on, honestly. You'd have to probably YouTube it or something like that. I know they had, for us, they wanted to go non-smoking. For other places, they had some ideas that I probably would have really pushed back on because something I didn't really like. And, nowadays everybody's non-smoking. So we just kind of got ahead of the curve on it more than anything. And,
Right.
they did a few improvements, painted it up and, um, just we're trying to get a kitchen going at the same time. So it's really difficult to have a place like that with smoking inside and want people to come in and eat. So there was some things that went into it that, we kind of stuck to that idea that we would stay with it. But
Right.
like I said, it wasn't an easy transition. It wasn't like overnight. You have, some kind of show comes into your bar and they give you all these great ideas and they, you know, bring in a TV crew and put it on TV and it's magic. There's a lot more that goes into than that.
Okay. Yeah. Because when you watch like the show Bar Rescue, for instance, like you go, you see like this bar that's just like in shambles or whatever, and they literally are like the white and shining knight, and they're going to show up. They saved the bar. They show like TV episode, and they had out deal there, and
Like, how would I explain? I guess, hmm, we had things that we thought in the bar that needed to be fixed, but didn't fit into the idea of putting it on TV, right?
right,
So, um, it was, I think, maybe they got there and the bars, it's an old building. It's been there since like 76. So there was some things that they didn't take into consideration that might need to be fixed for them to present what they needed to do at the end of the show. Um, but we took a couple of their ideas and we stuck to it and now we're doing all right. So, um, yeah, there's, I'm trying to think about how to say stuff around this thing here. There's a personal investment that goes along with it as well. We took time off work. We're there for a week. You're trying to vibe with people from California or wherever they are, producing the show that want to tell you they got ideas for you to come up with something to make you more successful, but in the long run, we'll really get it done. So, uh, I don't think it was incredibly radical. I think it wasn't as glamorous, maybe, as the whole bar rescue thing.
uh-huh,
I didn't get my ass chewed maybe but once,
right, right,
um, but you don't see any of that. They brought in a really great chef to try to revamp the kitchen, so that added value to it at the same time. Um, man, it's hard, especially with something like that. And then, you're kind of beholden to it a little bit, uh, contractually, maybe. I don't know.
uh-huh, right.
So, but it did tee us up for a path forward, I suppose.
I would say that 'cause
Because at that time it was a little rough. There was a recession going on. There was, our clientele was getting older and we needed to refresh. Could we have done that on our own? Maybe, probably. I don't know. But, shit, man, that show was shit, dude. 12 years ago, whatever.
yeah,
So it's out there, and I know people that had watched it, but it's all good,
yeah.
it's all good.
Hey, I can say I have not seen the show, uh, but I will say like how much the bar itself has changed. I think it's actually changed for the better through the time. Like whenever I first would start going, and then we stopped for a while, and then for several years, and then you hear, oh wow, it was on the TV show, and then we went afterwards, and it actually was really nice. But when you open the door, you don't see the smoke all the way down to people's like ankles.
Well, the smoke was a big deal because there's no windows that open inside the place, and we just had these smoke eaters that just pushed smoke around,
Right.
but at the same time, that was just accepted because
That was at every bar back then. That, like, you
everywhere
went everywhere you went.
well, I said we lived in Austin in the 90s, dude, and you'd go down to 6th Street, you go into Maggie Mae's, everybody's smoking. I mean, it's the way it was.
Yeah, like, you went to a restaurant, you had a smoking section and a non-smoking section. Glass window that is
If you
everywhere.
go to Vegas, you go to Caesars in the 90s, everybody's smoking in the casino, and then the non-smoking area is about as big as this room is we're sitting in right here, right?
Right, yeah.
Now it's completely flipped. Even at the airport in Vegas, you would have to go in basically a booth to play the machines in the airport if you wanted to get away from non-smoking, right?
Yes, yeah.
Maybe I have that reversed, but
No, you're right, yeah. Back in the day, it was definitely like that. Now it's no,
you could
that's
sit at a table in Vegas and smoke a cigar.
right,
Nobody gave a shit,
right.
right? It's completely different. I mean, you didn't deal with all the burn tables or burn marks on the tables, all that shit. But hmm, maybe we got ahead of the curve because now you can't smoke anywhere.
Right, yeah, you're not smoking anywhere. And then, and like, almost now whenever you go to casinos, like, we went to Choctaw, oh gosh, it's been 2 years now, and there's a non-smoking section in Choctaw, and it's actually you can tell people are more drawn to it now because that place is that part of the hotel is incredibly crowded, and you go to the rest of it and everything's people are more spread out, whatnot.
I hadn't been to Choctaw.
Oh, it's really, we loved it. It's because, like, they have, like, a resort-style pool. We go there, we hang out, we act like we're celebrities even though we're poor as hell, but,
I get it.
yeah, balling on a budget,
Balling on a budget.
Damn right. Uh, let's see here, man, so, like, one thing that I've always wondered, because everyone has a story of the boxcar. What can you think of that have been, like, the most wild happening that ever happened at the boxcar?
Oh, dude, I don't. I've been married to Stacy the whole time, so
But maybe sure you've heard, like,
since we've owned the place, and I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of wild stuff that went on behind the scenes that I am not privileged to. I mean,
all
the
right,
wildest thing maybe prior to us owning it is I don't know if I want to throw that. They were so mad. Some people got kicked out and they were mad at the manager. Uh, so they did a drive-by on the boxcar.
no
Is
kidding.
that the wildest thing? Maybe.
That man, I was thinking about this, like, some
We'll talk
arm buys, but we're talking like a
eight
drives. Okay, all right, that's intense. That
Yeah, I mean, and I guess the dude, I don't know. There's so many iterations of the story, but they caught the guy because he was standing up in the bed, and then he fell over and shot up his bed, so the truck was easy to find.
oh my god.
I don't know. I, like craziest story. I, I don't know that I have a craziest story. I think you might need to defer to, uh, maybe I don't know, a customer or a bartender, maybe. I'm just not privileged enough to that because, I've tried to keep myself in check. Hadn't done a great job of it, but for the most part,
Okay,
I'm trying to think is like, and I'm sure there's something just like a random whatever. Um, but dude, I don't, nothing comes to mind. Obviously, in 20 years, there's got to be something incredibly crazy, but I can't think of what it is right now.
okay. That kind of like just breeds off it, 'cause I know, like, oh gosh, it was, man, I forget how many years ago. It had to at least been probably 6, 7 years ago, and wife and I, we met up with the neighbors and we went to the Big Al's here in Waxahachie for New Year's. Oh boy. And she actually was able to get the place shut down on New Year's because she had a little bit too many beverages and talked people into fighting each other.
Who did?
Robin.
No way.
Oh yeah. she ended up talking these people into fighting each other because, like, you get, a couple guys, they think they're tough shit. And, yeah. She goes, "Hey, why are you going to take that shit from him? Just go ahead and hit him." And he did. And this huge brawl happens on New Year's, day at Boxcar, because it's already been New Year's, so it's New Year's Day now. And it has just like a huge brawl happens. All the lights come on. Everyone's like,
Big house.
oh yeah, big house, yeah.
I've heard fights that they spill into the streets.
Oh, this was gnarly, and she caused every last bit of it.
No way.
Oh, dude,
She diffuses that stuff.
no, I'm gonna say dead ass. She did. It was about the funniest thing I've, here I am, and then, of course we're with their neighbors, and they don't know her and her capabilities. They just see this little sweet innocent girl, and here it comes.
Turning the screws.
Oh my gosh, turned up all the way up. You know what I mean?
Man, there's been some Dukaroos up there.
Oh, for
But
sure.
they were a lot worse. The first night we went up there, Stacy and I, before we even bought the place, we got into a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was not as ugly as that.
Right. Right. Oh, but yeah.
There was also a transition from people that were getting away with whatever they want to get away with. No one likes to adapt to change, especially, I mean, it was a shithole back then.
It was
There
different,
a
man.
lot of problems with that place. And,
I ain't gonna say it was an absolute shithole, but
well, there was like,
we had it done. It was a different.
we were really an office back there. There was a lot of things that, like the back patio at the time was really sketchy. You had a lot of customers that were handymen at the same time, but for some reason they didn't work. They just drank at the bar, and then they would talk whoever was up there into trying to make repairs on stuff. So, I think to this day we're probably still getting through some of those repairs.
I could see that, but heck, well, now you got such a nice back patio and everything. You guys even had like some wedding, like a wedding party not too long ago, right?
We've had, we've done weddings, we've done college graduations, we've done private parties. I mean, like I said, dude, we're fortunate that people appreciate the place. We are able to, like I said, present a nice product.
Mm-hmm. And it is like, you got from when whenever I went to the to the wedding party, and of course you got like you dive bar stuff, but like you got a really nice covered patio. I mean, you guys even got a cigarette machine still. Like I didn't even know those even existed. I saw that and I was like, oh my god! Like I had to take a picture of it.
Apparently that dude's got it going on, because cigarette machines are a pretty good business from what I understand.
Yes.
But we have a cigarette machine. Thank you, Robin. And although you can't smoke on the property, I've had guys want to put a vape machine in there. I'm not really into the whole vape aspect of it.
Right.
Maybe I'm a little too traditional, but jukebox, it's not the same jukebox that we had. We had a jukebox with actual CDs in there for a long time.
Oh, that bit. So did y'all still use that, or you got like?
Yeah, we gave it away.
Oh man.
And it was free too, so it really didn't benefit a whole hell of a lot.
Okay.
Although I guess I do have a funny story. Is one Saturday morning a long time ago when we had that jukebox, Stacy and I went in to clean and bartend that day, and as soon as we came inside, there was a CD, a share in there, and If I Could Turn Back Time came on. The jukebox, I didn't. Nobody touched.
Just out of nothing, huh?
2 seconds inside the door, If I Could Turn Back Time, which was kind of ironic, I guess, for that
right.
place. And then when we were going to buy the place way back, and we met with the guy that was managing it, the staff put on, his name was Jack, and the staff put on Hit the Road Jack by Ray Charles while we were talking to him about making the switch. So that was that old jukebox, I guess, got a little bit to it, but
Right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, that's neat though. Like I think the only thing might have been like a little more neat would be like those old record player jukeboxes that you would see back in the.
Well, now, like Lakewood Landing's got a really cool CD jukebox, and I think it's free, and I appreciate that in a divey aspect. But we kind of upgraded to the digital thing,
Right.
and you know,
Where you get everything
hell,
you ever want.
we put a Top Golf in there. Or not.
Did you really?
Oh, we're moving up the ladder.
Man, pump the damn brakes, man.
Top Golf.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So one thing that I also found really interesting, but like besides, you and your wife owning the boxcar, the family business, I'm gonna say that y'all foster dogs, correct?
We had spent a lot of our lives fostering dogs. We have 7 dogs right now. We're on a roll during COVID, and I don't know, man, we've got a lot of dogs adopted. It's just something that, we like dogs.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to, you got a big heart, it's just like, you
We like
dog
dogs,
and
man. We gotta manage them. I mean, it's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's been a while since we've fostered anybody to try to get them adopted. And I guess that's why we have 7, because we can't get rid of them.
yeah,
But man, I'm trying to think, like, we had this dog Luther, and he was way back, and my sweet boy Oakley, who we got adopted, and we were able to get him back just through whatever. That's a whole nother podcast, Oakley.
all right,
My sweet, sweet boy Oakley. Dude, I can't even tell you how many dogs that we have fostered. We fostered Benny, right? That
right,
brew dog
right,
at Railport.
yeah,
We had him for 6 months or so. And, the coolest thing about that is, and the saddest thing is, when you get to foster these dogs and they get adopted, you really don't get to see them anymore. But we get to see Benny,
right,
which is probably half the reason why we come up to Railport. Oh,
right,
other than the beer is incredible and Shannon and Richard are the best, but
for sure,
we get to see Benny, and we've had, Dottie, and Dottie was a dream, and golly, dude, I can't even. Charlie was a pain in the ass, and I'm just trying to think. I could see him in the pictures on my phone, and the names I can't hardly remember. But I guess, I mean, Stacy will pick them up off the side of the road, and we'll do our best to try to get them into a place where they need to go.
right.
But yeah, so now we got, let's see if I can name all. 7, we got Lucy, Milo, Hank, Emmylou, Macy, Gracie, and Rocky.
Right.
Rocky Dog.
So is it so okay? So like so you're fostering dogs. Is it like do they go like do certain like I guess rescues reach out, be like, hey, we got
That's
this,
the only way
or
to really do it. If you want to go out and you find a dog that you want to pick up, you need to have it in the back of your mind that you need to reach out to some kind of foster group. They might be able to put a little bit of dough behind them to get the things that they need to do to get well. So a lot of times, if you find a stray, something like that, they're gonna have ticks, they're gonna be sick, they could have heartworm, they could have a million things going on.
right,
Or instead of going out and finding one, you could just reach out to a foster group that maybe has too many dogs in their program right then. And if you want to take a dog into your home and hold on to them there instead of it sitting in the kennel, something like that, that foster group would continue to put money, if they got dough, behind the dog until it gets adopted. Now, it's kind of a gamble.
mm-hmm.
How long are you going to have the dog until it gets adopted?
Right.
How long does the dog get along with your family? But we've been pretty lucky that we've been able to, I want to say flip a bunch of dogs though, but just get dogs adopted into what we think, because,
Yeah,
don't see them anymore.
Yeah, you hope that your heart of taking these dogs in, getting them well. They go to a good home.
It should translate into a great home.
Yes.
That's what you really hope for. But the hardest thing about fostering is when you become attached to them, and then you have to, the foster group comes and picks them up, and then they're like, you have to trust them that they got it all figured out.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, other than like picking up a stray, something like that, I think folks should just reach out to a local foster group and ask them if they're overloaded. Can I take a dog into my family that might fit? We'll hold on to it until he gets adopted.
Okay.
It's totally open-ended. You can't just say, I want to hold on for him 2 months and I'm going to bring him back. You got to go into it thinking you might be in for it for a year, maybe 2 years,
Or you might even end up keeping a dog,
You might end up falling in love with the dog and be like, you know what? Because that's happened too.
Right.
Emmy Lou, couldn't get rid of her, So
Right. She's stuck. Yeah.
she's stuck. You see the picture of her sleeping on my head this morning. It's thorn in my ear.
Yeah, but I will say though, just kind of playing like devil's advocate on that. Like years ago, we tried to go through like these dog rescues to try and rescue it. Like, hey, okay, we want to rescue this dog. We want to have like, okay, we're gonna do this or whatever. And it was difficult to try and adopt a dog. And I understand that everybody
Do that. They want to do home visits. They want to, and
And that's fine. Like, hey, I got no problem. Hey, you want to make sure your dog's going to a good place? Hey, come check out my house. Want to do this, that, and I remember, So I'm not going to say the rescue that we were looking at, but we were doing this, and we filled out. I mean, it was like 10 pages of paperwork that we filled out online, and then they're like, okay, well, describe your backyard. Okay, well, I got an acre. It's totally fenced in. This, that. Oh, well, for this dog breed, you need to have like your fence go a foot in the ground. And I'm going.
yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit.
I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
How about I just take him out on a leash every night and walk him? I mean, so.
But it's so like, it seems like,
I've heard some rescue groups can be overbearing, I guess, but for us, it's always worked out. Like,
Yeah.
and we rarely had somebody come over to the house and say, we want to see what you guys are cooking with. So,
right.
man, and if there's so many dogs out there, I think you'd be able to find a foster group. Somebody would find a foster group that they can work with.
I could see it, but I don't know. It's like whenever we were doing it and we got it, man, we just got so frustrated. Because we went to like, I want to say by the end of the like that whole venture, we reached out to like
Kind of
different,
counterproductive, because you got somebody that's willing to adopt a dog. They feel confident that they could keep them until they, foster a dog. They keep them until they get adopted. There's got to be give and take. They got to be able to trust that the people are coming out. Now, you show up, I don't know, maybe there's signs that somebody has bad intentions, but for the most part,
yeah,
if you and Robin came to me and I had a foster group and they're like, we want to take on a dog, I'd stamp that shit right there and be like,
right,
yeah, we're good to go. I'll call you in a week and see how he's doing.
right,
Right?
yeah, like because we were going through
Like, well, this dog's a pain in the ass. You got to bring him back. All right. Well, I got this other guy. He might be a better fit for you.
right. They're like, man, we tried to do it, and people like to get somebody even to come out to our house. It was just like it was an act of Congress, and I was like, this is
Maybe working with the wrong group.
it.
I don't have enough to say about. I don't know if you'd even call it an industry, but somebody, if you want to get into fostering, find a group that's already doing it, that seems reputable. Talk to your friends and maybe take a dog in for a little bit. See if you want to keep them. And then you'll end up with 7 like me.
right, because we were up to we were at 5, and now we're down to 4 now. But I can't imagine 7. That'd be a absolute chaos at my place right now.
The age range is the toughest thing.
Yes, yeah, because let's see, my youngest, he is 2, and then the oldest one is 10.
Yeah, I got a 15-and-a-half-year-old.
Yeah, you got a senior citizen there.
Dude, you have no idea. I love her to death, man, but and then she was a rescue. We've
Right.
had her since she was 8 weeks old, so it's not like you can't turn your back on them now.
No. You just kind of, hey, they done made their home,
They don't make
so it's over now. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, man, one thing I have a question. So like, and I've even also thought about it a couple times, but like someone who's looking to purchase a bar or start a bar up or anything like
Be
what?
your own landlord. Be your own landlord.
Okay. All right. So own your own facility.
Buy the land first.
Yes. But like, what would be, like? So that'd be your biggest suggestion.
Number 1,
Number one. Okay.
do not lease from anybody
Okay.
because landlords would just jack your shit up.
Okay. Copy that. All right.
I would. You got to be your own landlord, man.
Okay. Own the land, own the building.
Yeah, like negotiate with the bank, whatever. And I'm not a money guy. I would, but you gotta, because otherwise, like if you're in a strip mall bar or whatever,
Uh,
like think about the Loon. Do you ever go to the Loon in Dallas?
I never did. No.
Amazing bar,
Uh,
killer bar, strip mall.
yeah.
Walgreens bought the whole thing, shut it down, bro.
Oh, yeah. I guess you would have no say so if you were just renting it, if you're just leasing
No, you're fucked.
and Walgreens decides they're going to show up and buy it, well, I guess they can shut
They go to the property owner, they own the plaza, they own the property, whatever it was. Maybe that's how it went. I don't know. I mean, somebody could probably knows it better than I do, but the Loon was amazing.
that's the gist of it though. Like,
But
hey,
gone.
yeah, okay.
It's gone.
Okay.
It would be to be your own landlord
Okay.
and don't drink your so
Yeah, don't do, yeah, that's like the old drug dealer saying, don't get high on your own stash, right?
yeah, what's that Alice in Chains song?
Yeah.
Junkhead.
Yes. Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
better than a dealer who gets high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you can't, and it's easy to get sucked into it, you know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because you
So
there,
nobody are, and
like
maybe
on
I'm
the
crazy, but I would think you don't you would want your own plot of land, and then you kind of build and work with the bank, whoever you're working with on, if it's an existing property, something like that. Like I said, we're lucky because we are like on a standalone lot, right? It's very unique,
Oh yeah.
especially for this area. You get people from the Midwest, um, even the Northeast, and they're like, yeah, I'm used to a neighborhood bar that stands alone, and this place reminds us of that,
Right.
right?
Yeah. I mean, it is like,
Wisconsin,
yeah.
New York, Boston, whatever.
We used to, like, whenever we would go to bars in New Orleans, there's not really zoning like there is here. And so, like, you'll be in the middle of a neighborhood and there's a bar there. And that's kind of like what it reminds me of. Like, houses are literally the plot over.
Yeah.
And then you got your parking lot there.
And that's kind of the advantage of what we're seeing right now too, is like they're building so many houses in that area.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And it adds to the diversification of the folks that are coming in there. But I don't know, dude. I'm probably not anybody that needs to be given advice on anything, but
We've had a bar for, over 20 years now. So,
it's a family deal, man.
well, okay, well, the family has ran the bar for 20 years. Y'all are obviously doing something right because you don't see restaurants open for 20 years anymore. Like back in the day, you go see like an established, in the 60s, whatever. You look at it like, oh, well, okay, whatever. They've been around for 30, 40 years. And now you look at it and you see signs where they've recreated 4 years ago and they're advertising it, and you're like, okay. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been to, you go to Dallas or go to Lower Greenville or whatnot, and you see these places that have been open, for a couple months because they change the name every single time. They're like,
Yeah, I don't like, it must be so hard to run a bar in Deep Ellum, or I don't know, man. It's like I'm not like the big entrepreneur guy that's looking to buy up a bunch of bars and, in the back of my mind maybe, but and creating, more of a footprint. But I would say, because if you buy the property, man, then that's you own. Like, you could even give up on the bar.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, essentially could, yeah.
Just raise the whole thing. Just bulldoze it.
Right.
Be like, hey, I've got an acre. I got 2 acres with a parking lot or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Come build your concept. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Maybe it doesn't work that way, but at the same time,
That's the gist of it, though. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. And, I'm not looking at the books and saying, man, you guys had a killer month. I'm about to jack your stuff up, like, we're not raising our rent. Obviously, we owe, we got to pay the note, but you're not, you don't have to deal with that aspect of somebody jacking up your rent month after month or year over year, because you just have to deal with it. You need a, and those places are fewer and far between too. There's not a whole lot of plots of land where somebody can just decide, I'm going to drop down a bar. If it happens, it's probably going to be more of a rural setting,
Right.
or you're going to have to negotiate with somebody that's been tied into it with a long time, that's had that property forever, like a whole property owner. And something like Dallas, they probably own the whole plaza, like the whole just area.
Right. Yeah.
And then hire somebody that you trust, or work it yourself for as long as you can until you get there.
Right. Okay. Because I had a friend of mine that owned a barbecue place there in downtown Fort Worth, Derek Allen's Barbecue. And it was hands down like the best barbecue. Like, he advertised on the race car, man. He was like really good friend of mine, I got to know him, throughout the years, and he was getting successful, and just the landlord just kept raising the rent on him constantly, more and more and more. And he's like, he got to a point when, I was up there one time, he's like, we're shutting this place down because I can't afford this rent.
Can't do it.
And now it became where Hurtado's is now, which Hurtado's is a much bigger name to what Derek Allen was. He was just a one-man deal. It was him and his wife, and he had I want to say he had 2 or 3 workers for him. And man, it was great barbecue, but now it became Hurtado, which I want to say this guy has like 3 or 4, barbecue chains now, and he's just, he's in a Ford Life field. Yeah, he's in Globe Life. Like, he's, downtown Globe Life, downtown Fort Worth.
Globe Life Field.
Yeah.
Arlington.
Yeah, he's definitely done well for himself, but, for a one-man band, him and his, a guy and his wife, the guy just kept raising the rent. He couldn't afford it, or so. Yeah, I can definitely see what you're saying. Like, hey, own your own stuff, don't wait, don't go through a lease, so you don't do nothing like that,
Yeah, and that's hard because there's probably not a whole lot of places out there to do that.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Shoot, man, I think that's the only thing you guys
knocked out in 57 minutes, bro. We just knocked out an hour.
Just knocked that, just like
Stacey
that.
and Robin are probably pissed or waiting in there wondering what the hell we're doing.
I don't know. She might have had about 3 or 4 IPAs now, so she might be totally different. She might be from Robin to Little Robin.
Nah.
Well, the thing about it, though, is she probably hangs around Robin long enough, she's going to...
I got a note that the truck closed at 8:30, so that means she's hungry.
Oh, you know what? We didn't get dinner either, so yeah, I'm going to say that, yeah, it's going to be a bad time for me here really soon as well. But no, man, thank you for being the first host, man. It was interesting, fun.
Totally brought to you. I would have loved to have seen those questions before I did the interview. I could have crossed a couple of them.
No, definitely not crossing nothing out, Absolutely not. Can't do that at all, man. All right, man. Well, man, thanks again, man.
I'd love to co-host.
Oh, yeah? Okay, well, we're going to do this. Eventually, I want to say future plans is going to be like we're going to actually have some video. Bigger table for, right now, it's just, the 2 microphone ordeal. Yeah. But I'm going to say like future plans is going to be, we're going to have, probably a setup where it's going to be probably about 6 people.
I'd love to just broad some of your other guests. We'll see how it goes.
Why not, man? I mean, we're going to have the Ellis County Man of Mystery here before long.
I don't know who that is.
That is it goes by the name of Rodney, Yeah. Most beautiful skull you ever seen in your life.
Oh boy.
And, but no, we plan on doing that. I want to say plan on having a couple of bartenders up here to have the bartender challenge of Ellis County. So,
Man, mister.
yeah. Oh, the Ellis County Man of Mystery. Oh, he's, when you see it, man.
He doesn't know that you call him that, right?
Oh, no, he absolutely knows. I'm like,
Oh,
you're
You ruined it.
oh, no, he definitely knows. I mean, but like when a van would,
Now he thinks he's the Ellis County Man of Mystery.
oh, he knows he is. I mean, like, when you hear this guy's story of his life, you're going to be like, oh my God.
Are we gonna need more than an hour?
Oh, he's actually going to be I mean, this dude has lived life more than what I've ever.
Multiple volumes.
Yes. Yeah. This might be like, the Britannica, volume like 8, the story of Rodney.
Okay. Story of Rock.
Yes. That's going to be yeah.
All right.
All right, man. Well, thanks again for stopping by, man.
Thanks, bro.